Mia grew up in a small rundown apartment in the ghetto with her parents and younger siblings. Her parents struggled taking up different jobs, but no matter how many jobs they took, they couldn't meet their ends meet each month. Despite the financial hardships, Mia had a big dream and burning desire to escape the poverty that surrounded her. From a young age, Mia had an incredible active imagination. She would spend hours daydreaming about the glamorous life she could have had if she were born into a wealthy family. She would create elaborate stories to tell her friends at school about her lavish vacations, designer wardrobe, and extravagant parties. As Mia grew older, she became more determined than ever to make her fantasies a reality. She started dressing in the trendiest clothes she could find at a second-hand store and began acting as if she were living the high life. She would always make sure to mention her family's vast wealth in conversations with her friends and acquaintances. One day, Mia met a wealthy man named Jonathan at a fancy event. He was immediately taken with her beauty and charm, and he was captivated by the stories she told of her affluent upbringing. Jonathan was from a privileged background himself, and he was drawn to Mia's confidence and pose. After several dinner dates, Jonathan proposed to Mia and she eagerly accepted. She was thrilled at the thought of finally living the life she had always dreamt of. Few days to her wedding day, she visited the grand ballroom where her wedding reception would take place. She was so excited that the ballroom was filled with expensive decorations, and she kept smiling at the thought of elegant guests attending her wedding. She cooked up a lie that her parents and siblings had traveled and that the wedding could go on without them. On the day of their wedding, Mia felt like a princess as she walked down the aisle in a stunning designer gown. As the ceremony began, Mia's heart felt heavy. She knew she did not love him, but the allure of wealth and luxury clouded her judgment. As the ceremony came to a close, Mia's eyes scanned the room, searching for a familiar face in the crowd. And then, to her shock and disbelief, she saw her ex-boyfriend from the ghetto, Marcus. Marcus was from the same neighborhood as Mia, and they had a passionate love affair before she met Jonathan. Seeing him brought back a flood of emotions and conflicted emotions. As the reception got into a full swing, the music blaring and the guests dancing, Mia found herself drawn to Marcus once again. She slipped away from the party and met him in a secluded corner of the hotel where the wedding was being held. They then headed to Mia's hotel room and they talked for hours, reminiscing about their past and the love they shared. As the night wore on, their conversation turned heated, and before they knew it, they were locked in a passionate embrace. Their passion was intense and electrifying, a desire and longing that had been building for years. Meanwhile, Jonathan grew suspicious when he couldn't find his new bride at the reception. He asked around and he was eventually directed at their hotel room. What he found there shattered his heart into a million pieces. Mia and Marcus intertwined in each other's arms, their clothes strewn across the floor. Jonathan's anger knew no bounds. He streamed out of the hotel room, his hands clenched into a fist, his eyes blazing with fury. He filed for a divorce just hours after their wedding, unable to bear the betrayal and deceit that Mia had inflicted upon him. Mia was devastated by the consequences of her actions. She had thought she could escape her poverty-stricken past life by pretending to be someone she wasn't. But in the end, she had only hurt herself and those around her. She realized that true love and happiness could never be bought or faked. They had to be earned through honesty and integrity. As she watched Jonathan walk out of her life, Mia knew that she had lost everything that truly mattered. Marcus tried to console her, but she pushed him away, knowing that their love was tainted by lies and deception. In the days and weeks that followed, Mia struggled to come in terms with the harsh reality of her upbringing and the consequences of her actions. But through it all, she found a glimmer of hope, the chance to start anew, to leave behind the facade she had created and to embrace the person she truly was. And so Mia returned to her humble roots, humbled and wiser from the experience she had learned that wealth and status were not the keys to happiness, but rather it was the love and acceptance of oneself and others that truly mattered. In the end, she looked towards in the future, knowing that she would never again trade her authenticity for a false sense of security. The end. If you've enjoyed this story this far, please do not leave without giving it a like, subscribe and share. And please consider leaving a comment on the comment section telling me whether you enjoyed the story and telling me whatever city or country you're watching me from for me to give you a shout out on the next episode of Wonder Tales by Julian.